Hey there, everybody, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Rama, and in today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the Vapid Dominator FX. This is a $1.55 million muscle car that has just been released in Grand Theft Auto Online, and I'm quite excited to see its capabilities today. The FX has actually already been released as part of a police car variant as of last week, which we can see here. $4.95 million without the trade price, 3.7 with. My guess is that Rockstar wanted everybody to spend their money on the police variant, and then once the base variant came out, then they'd be like, oh, you wanted to do races or have a normal variant? Well, now you gotta buy that too. Thankfully, it's not too expensive at only $1.5 million. In today's video, we are going to fully upgrade this car, talk about its customization, and we're going to see just what we can finish it with. So let's get through it. Armor, brakes, all the base things. We got some bumper options, and for my one I already have, I did the race package. I think we're going to do something different here, although I kind of really like the race package. That's still, I think, the way to honestly go, so that's what we're going to do for the vehicle. The back, I'm not going to go with anything crazy. We're going to stick with... I kind of like it simple. Yeah, you know, I might stick with the stock there. Yeah, we're going to stick with the stock back. We've got exhaust options. The reason why is because I kind of want to do a different type of exhaust. I'm either going to do race exhaust, or I kind of like it on the side too. That looks pretty epic. However, I just like the way that race exhaust looks. That's what we're going to be going with. We can change the grille design. However, it doesn't really do all too much, so I guess we can just... A letterbox I don't really care too much about. We could do like a badged grill. Sure, why not? That's what we'll go with. It's not too bad. Okay, we're back to look at the hoods. I very quickly resprayed the car so we could actually see what these designs look like. So we got the race vents, then we have twin vented hood, and then we kind of got the rest. Now, I've already done race vents on my police version, so I think for this car, we're going to go with the twin vented hood, which still looks very clean and very nice. So we have double white stripes, which we can see on the roof and on the front hood. We got classic stripes on the side, which is pretty clean. We've got Snake Eater. That actually looks pretty epic, I'm not going to lie. We got overhead black stripe. We got black Snake Eater. Ooh, I really like that. That looks epic. We have twin bottom stripes. We've got red Snake Eater. Ooh, that looks pretty cool too. Geometry Snake Eater and hardcore stripes. Okay. Then we got rust. Old school. This is definitely an old school design. Old school rusty and rusty graffiti, and then finishing off with race flames. Well, I'm going to mess around with the liveries and I'll see what I like. Personally, I went with the Geometry Snake Eater. I really like the way it definitely merges on the back of the vehicle, and it looks pretty sick on the front as well, so I actually really like this geometry. I don't think everybody's going to love it, but looks pretty good for me. And then I went with a Formula Red. When it comes to our mirrors, I actually like them on the side more, so we're just going to go with painted stock mirrors. I think that's more than good enough. We're going to do an E-Cola plate on the back. We already did the respray. For this car, I'm not actually going to do a roll cage because this isn't going to be a race kit, although I do like the Vapid Sun strip, so we're going to go with that. Skirts, obviously, we'll just do... it doesn't really make too much of a difference here. We'll just go with the tuner skirts, that's fine. And then we got some spoilers on the back. Ooh, I do like that bridge spoiler, especially the way it comes off as red there. It's pretty sick. Yeah, I think we're going to go with the bridge spoiler for this vehicle. Lower the suspension, fully upgrade that transmission, put on the turbo. Wheel types, we're going to go with off-road because muscle cars usually don't have the best grip and they don't have the best muscle tire options anyway. So we're going to finish it off with our window tint. And there you go. We've now fully customized our vehicle. There's actually a lot of customization that you obviously have for this car. I just wish there were a couple more spoiler options, but I actually think the one we put on is pretty sick. And I really like the design of this vehicle in general. Let's take a look at it outside so we can get a better idea. Yeah, that looks sick. I actually really like the design of this car. And not only that, but I think with the livery we put on, it looks fantastic. Let's get out my cruiser and compare the two. As we can see, while these vehicles are the exact same, the level of customization you can put on them does allow you to change them quite a bit. However, not too much. I actually think I like my red version better than the police cruiser, though, if I'm going to be completely honest. I mean, don't get me wrong, police cruisers are epic, but I just really like the way this livery kind of stands on the vehicle, especially on the side. I think that looks freaking fantastic. So we're going to go test this vehicle out on top speed. We're going to see how it does on lap time. And I'm actually going to see how this compares to the cruiser, which I just did my lap time on the other day. I'm actually really excited to see how this vehicle's top speed does, because the FX Cruiser goes 123 miles per hour. And we've seen in the past, a lot of times, especially with the police cars, that Rockstar has had the police variant go quite a bit slower than the base one. We've especially seen this for something like the Gauntlet Interceptor compared to the base Gauntlet. However, it does not appear like that is actually going to be the case for the FX. We're at 123 miles per hour right now. We're on flat straightaway. And yeah, I don't think this vehicle is going anywhere past 123. In fact, it's actually going a teeny bit slower at around 121. I can't really say it's too big of a difference, but I was definitely going 123 in the cruiser, and we're chilling at 121 in this car. So it seems that this one actually might be 2 miles per hour slower on the base top speed. But really, it's not that noticeable of a difference. The real question is going to arrive in the handling department. Do these vehicles have the same handling, or is this better or worse? Well, let's go bring it over to the test track and find out. I know a lot of you like having the speedometer, so I will keep it on. We're all lined up, and in 3, 2, 1, full speed ahead. Now, I'm actually really excited to see how we do in terms of lap time. The Cruiser was able to finish with 2 minutes and 26 seconds on the clock, making it the fastest vehicle in the police car category, the emergency class, that I've been able to complete a lap with yet. But obviously, this is not an emergency vehicle. This isn't a muscle car class. So I'm interested to see if this does better or worse than the Cruiser. I'm hoping it does better, because it would be a little disappointing if it did worse, but I guess we'll see. Most likely, we're going to be sitting in a very similar lap time, though. I would say if we're anything around 6 seconds off, so 3 above or 3 lower, the cars are the exact same on lap time. Anything greater or, less than that, and they might have different handling. But I guess we'll have to see. We're going to roll around these corners here, and I do have to say, the handling is still really, really good on this car. I mean, we are easily rolling around these corners. I did slow down a teeny bit there, just because we lost a bit of grip rolling around the corner. But it's really not that big of a deal. I've had no issues controlling the vehicle so far. Take that jump completely fine. And now we are on to the downhill section already. Downhill is always pretty easy to do. You just got to put on the brakes a teeny bit. Get around the first corner just like so. Slow down for the next corner. Beautiful. That was actually really good there. You're able to conserve our speed and really have no issues. Well, I do want to say this vehicle feels like it's doing better than I was in the Cruiser. The problem is the Cruiser had a really solid lap time, and I did very well in it. So it's so hard to actually gauge the differences between these two vehicles in terms of lap times. But I do feel like this car is doing a better lap time. I could be wrong. I don't know. But we'll find out. Right now, we are basically done. We've made it throughout the entire course, and really no major red flags on anything. The handling felt fine. Acceleration, well, definitely not the fastest, especially if you compare it to some of the better sports or muscle cars. It's not that big of a deal, especially once you get up to speed. You're chilling pretty quick. I mean, we're sitting here at 124, 125. No real major problems whatsoever. We're going to slow down a teeny bit, roll around this corner, nice, and then we just got to get around the final bend, and we are done. 2 minutes and 59 seconds. What do I have to say about that? Well, I think that both of these vehicles are exactly the same. The FX Cruiser and the FX is the same vehicle, just reskinned. because that lap time was not noticeable enough to really change anything about the two vehicles, especially when you realize that was the first lap I attempted in this car, and if I had had a couple more runs, I easily could have shaved off an additional 2-3 seconds. So, yeah, 2 minutes and 26 seconds is entirely plausible with this vehicle. In fact, I can say that would be pretty average once I got it down. And in terms of top speed, it was probably just a bit of a fluke that I was driving a teeny bit slower. Both of the vehicles are the same. They have the same top speed, they have the same acceleration, they have the same lap time. So that's good, honestly. I mean, I wish that this was slightly faster than the base or the cruiser variant, because then it would have a bit of a difference between the two. But it's also nice that you didn't get scammed out of buying the cruiser and then have a better version of the vehicle released later. So I guess it's a win-win either way. Personally, I think this is a really fun car. I think it looks really good. It's got a lot of customization, and it's really fun to drive. It's got great customization and everything. It's definitely one of the better muscle cars that are available in the game currently, even without the HSW capabilities. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about this vehicle in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this type of video and you'd like to see more like it, you know what to do. And I'll see ya. Bye-bye.